these doubts on implementation, some Nigerians suggest going back to the grassroots.
Left with me, I would advise that the federal government should work with royal fathers. For example, the king of a particular community. That king who has a kingdom and the kingdom is within a particular community will be able to monitor people within his community. The youth in that community can also benefit from whatever program that the government is doing in line with the royal fathers in the country. These people are closer to the grassroots. These people are closer to the do I say the youth? Do I say the women? Do I say the masses? It is the royal fathers that can be able to say, okay, I know Tajuddin. I know Tajuddin's parents' house.
Mr. Nwogu believes that this system could also be applied in boosting agriculture, which is a part of the highlights which is contained in the document to deal with unemployment and crime.
Agriculture is really one major way forward. And young people don't want to do agriculture. Why? It's not attractive. Government should make agriculture very attractive. For example, government allocates 10 hectares of land to Mr. John Thomas Alibaba. Okay? This person gets 10 acres of land or 10 hectares of land for farming. Government also gives him 500,000 naira cash as grant to return this money within a specified period of time. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. Are you with me? Now, if this money is given to this person, there should also be a monitoring group that will monitor the people that receive the money to be sure that what John Paul received this money for is what he's actually doing. The land that was given to him, the 10 hectares of land that was given to him for fish farming, he actually invested the 500,000 naira into that fish farming business. As time goes on, he makes profit, then he returns the money back to government gradually within that specified period of time, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. If the government can do this, I assure you that crime will be reduced in the country.
Diversification is a major part of the economic recovery and growth plan. While the federal government is excited that the ERGP will boost this area, some members of the real sector are crying for help.
Most of indigenous manufacturers are being crippled by CBN policy. Since they started it, I keep telling them this is not right. We are killing the manufacturers. And now it's happening. The manufacturers now are being stampeded, are being forced to be poor every day. They are crying. This CBN gives dollar to PTA, PTA gives dollar for medical, for school fees. Those money are just simple packing money for foreigners to continue to enjoy it in the normal way. They have not made any impact in our own economy today. Before money impact we've made in this economy, CBN or government banks will come down to the level of supporting indigenous manufacturers or genuine manufacturers in this country, both foreign and indigenous, to be able to manufacture, because manufacturing is a death sentence in this country. I mean what I'm saying. It's only that it's patriotic manufacturing way. You want to manufacture in a correct way. If you want to manufacture in the right way, what we're trying to do, then we're supposed to be respected. Because before we go to manufacturing, not the only money pushes us out there. If CBN and the system is still making importation to be more viable till tomorrow.
First, Nigerians need to realize that the federal government of Nigeria, or let me say the government of Nigeria, cannot provide all the foreign exchange requirements for our needs. Infrastructural needs alone, spend all the budget of Nigeria on that, it will not meet it. Therefore, for our foreign exchange requirements, we need to grow the supply side. And there are two ways you can grow it. You can grow it internally, you can grow it externally. Internally by doing a lot of backward integration and encouraging Nigerians to do those things we can do so that we can begin to export them at the right, and the right frame, not as primary produce, but as processed produce, right? That will help us end, and that will stop some kind of demand on infrastructure. Secondly, we can make our environment very conducive and competitive, so much so that other people can come and say, we welcome. Now, that's the role of market. So I empathize with the manufacturer because first and foremost, we're not having enough. In fact, what I think CBN is trying to do is, okay, fine, we're rationing around people. Okay, some people need it for school fees, for health matters, and you don't want to shut them out. You make it available. But the question all of us haven't addressed is that how do we grow the pie? How do we make it bigger? First and foremost, the foreign exchange market will still need to work a lot more about it. I mean, if you're a foreigner and you're bringing in money to Nigeria, what price do you use? There's so much multiplicity of rate. How do you make sure we have a convergence? Government must act on that very speedily.
Economists also relate the success of the plan to currency and foreign exchange policies.
And most of the key issues you're talking about, really, all of this is going to boil down to how well you manage your currency. And if you manage your currency well, the levers of monetary policy will not work if the linkages driven by fiscal policies are not right. All of what we do in this country takes place through what's called trade and exchange. Whether you're exchanging services, whether you're exchanging words, whether you're playing music, it's called trade and exchange. And the currency that makes sure that trade and exchange takes place is called our money.
Although grateful for the recent ban on importation of tomato paste, powder, concentrate, an increase in the tariff on importation of tomato concentrate, among others, from 5% to 50%, Mr. Omefe says the cuts all through the years has been deep.
Dumping is killing us. The government has come in their might and said, no more ban. We want to see the implementation 100%. But if you have 99%, still problem. What we are after is that people should come to this country, genuine people, and produce. Let Nigerian people benefit from what God gives to them, which means stop wasting of tomato paste, tomato fresh in our factory. Let our farmers become rich. Let our economy work. Let us stop the kidnapping of our people, Boko Haram people that want to enter because there's no work. That's what they've been chanting for. And unless the right thing is done, if we don't produce in this country to stop our unnecessary import of what we don't have and export, we are wasting our time.
But in summary, the NESG sees the plan as a sign of better days ahead.
This plan is timely, first, because we don't need to leave the economy in autopilot. Just say, okay, we're going to grow, we're going to come out of it when government is not having any plan, when there is no direction. So that's a big work from the side of the government. Again, the plan is not all about the government. It's all about the people, the private sector, everybody in this, every stakeholder. So everybody must be seen to be working on every dimension. So the plan, yes, we've been having different plans, national plans, even before I was born, different types of planning, yes, but with their strengths and weaknesses. But the anticipation is, oh, this is not quite different from what we've been having. We've had experiences where plans are rolled out and there is no clear implementation. And so that creates this kind of indifference, even when another one comes out. But still, we've got no choice. We are in recession. We must work out things. If there is no, it becomes a worst case scenario when we don't have a plan during this time. That's it. Whether this is okay enough, whether this is not, but at least we have a plan. Let's see how we can push government or we can work together to make sure that at least we deliver something, but to have a more sustainable economic plan and orientation. It goes beyond this plan. That's why the plan itself is talking about recovery and growth. Let's come out first. Let's see clearer so that we can plan for ourselves and say, okay, how do we take this economy beyond here?
It's a new path set out by the federal government, and although a lot of Nigerians see it as just another plan, with the determination which the presidency has expressed, hopefully their skepticism will be turned to faith, and results of the economic recovery and growth plan will be felt by Nigerians. That's where we draw the curtains on this episode of Big Story. Let's talk on another national issue next week. I'm Ini Thompson.